Welcome to Mediacom South Africa's YouTube channel, Express Media Trends. Today we welcome Michelle de Wit, our Head of Human Resources at Mediacom South Africa. So Michelle, in terms of human resource practices, what would you say is the difference between people management versus talent management?
Oh, Mashidi, that's a very good question. So, people management is very much old school. It's an old school process of managing a person's hours, managing the where they are, the when they are, the why they are, versus your talent management strategy, which is very much aligned to a business strategy. And it's more about outputs. It's output driven. There are various elements to a human resources strategy, and a talent management strategy is just that. It's not about managing a person, but having a look at your talent holistically for an organization.
How would an organization source as well as retain their talent?
So again, coming down to talent management strategy, it is very much about attracting, about growing, about retaining your talent. The attraction's generally the easy part. It's your growing and your retaining that becomes difficult. And did you know that on average, it actually costs an organizational company about 30% of an annual salary to replace a junior or a mid-level staff member? And a recent Deloitte Millennial survey identified the fact that 43% of millennials do not see themselves in an organization past 2 years, and another 28% of that workforce will not envisage seeing themselves with a company past 5 years. So those are some very interesting statistics to look at when you are looking at a talent management strategy versus managing people in attracting, growing, and retaining your talent.
Okay. So what are the different ways an organization can actually constantly improve their talent management approach?
For me, it's very much about learning and development. If you're going to grow a person, if you're going to retain the person, there are tools and technologies that are growing at such a rapid pace. Industry is changing all the time. I look back to when I first came into industry, and just something as simple as a typewriter that was a manual typewriter in those days, that then evolved to an electronic typewriter. Nowadays, an industry cannot do without email. It cannot survive. So if you have a look at your tools, your technologies, how industry changes and evolves, if you are not constantly growing your talent, if you're not constantly helping them to grow within their field of expertise, they're just going to become frustrated. You're going to become frustrated, and the organization's going to be frustrated. It really is about developing your staff in order to retain them.
It's evident that within a talent management approach, an organization needs to be more people-driven versus people management.
Absolutely. It's identifying the different generations that I will talk on further in a future interview, but it really is about identifying those generations and really becoming people-driven versus people-managed.
Thank you, Michelle, for sharing that insight on talent management. If you'd like to hear more on what Michelle has to say, be sure to hit that subscribe button, where we'll be discussing the different generational workforces and how to adapt these to your business strategy. If you're interested in getting more insights like these, subscribe to our channel now.